All right, all right, all right. Good Monday morning. This is David, and we're going to take a quick look at the markets. This is going to be a quickie, too, because I'm tending to tribal elders today, and I'm not going to be streaming live. And I may not be streaming live tomorrow either. It looks like I might have gotten lassoed into being a caregiver for another day, but that's okay. That's our responsibility to our elderly. But we live too long. Give me a beautiful death. Maybe fighting a hurricane on a boat made of steel. One can dream, eh? All right, so hey man, actually, you know what? I want to look at it right away. Look at this. Look at this. Look at oil. It's triggering a bear flag right here. So our bias today is bearish. We are bearish on oil. And yo, dude, down at $77.53. Forget about it. We haven't seen that in quite some time. We're going to feel it at the pump, which means the restaurants are going to feel it. Because I have this opinion, restaurants and movies are easy nights out. If you think about it, you know, lots of people live in the suburbs, very few city folk that don't commute. So most people commuting, it's a big number, man. Being up here in Pennsylvania, I hear it said a lot by the locals. You know, nah, I'm not going to go there. You know, the gas alone, everything's the cost of gas alone. You forget butter, butter just became like a $13 item. You know, you got to travel 30 miles to get butter. That's there and back. So you make sure you do your shopping efficiently. But everything, you know, you're going to go to the restaurants or what have you. I'll eat at home. The gas alone cost me this much. So obviously coming down, it's less of a consideration, puts a few more dollars in the pocket. Or, you know, it costs you $50 a month. You go out to eat, you know, you have 4 kids and everything. You're going to go out to eat once a month. That $50 is going to make the difference, a decision on whether you go out to eat or not. Or if you're still going out to eat, you're not going to do dinner and a movie because easily $50 to go to the movies. That's big doings, man, the oil coming down. So now the issue is, what about the Fed? Which they're doing the wrong thing right here. They're squeezing this economy to fight this inflation. And all they have to do is stabilize the dollar, like back in the day, you know, or eliminate the roadblocks that Biden keeps putting up to free up supply chain issues. What a mistake, man. What a mistake. I mean, I can't believe, well, I do believe that the general population don't see this. They don't see the forest for the trees. They're so fucking brainwashed. I mean, and I'm not a Trumper, but I'm a businessman, and I'd rather go with somebody with business sense than anything else, or a non-politician than anything else. And unfortunately, the Republicans seem to have more business sense than the Democrats. It's just the Bible thumping I can't stand. Yeah, this is pretty big, man. So we're bearish, as we said, on oil. And let's just take a quick look at the other fuels, if we can even get them up. See how we behave today. Oh, diggity, look at that. The software is being good to me. Looks like here's the trend line we put in, and it's actually triggering a flag. And this looks like a reverse micro trend, very flat on top, making higher highs. It broke right there and then retraced. It's not something you wanted to see, but choppy day on Friday. Looked like an early day. I think we did well, though. I don't remember. It was a long time ago, but I think we made a few shekels on Friday. So bear flag triggering. So we're bearish on gas, gasoline, and classic flag right there triggering on nat gas. So hold out a little bit, man. Look, the momentum is tanking. I mean, I haven't filled my tanks up here in the mountains. I think I got enough fuel to get me to March, April. Last season I ran out, and then I couldn't get a delivery for a week because of the conditions of the roads. It was pretty primitive. Oh, that was March when I came back. I don't know if I mentioned it in one of the broadcasts, but yeah, it was interesting up here. So fireplace going, and I have these great tubes that run through the mantle. I have a stone mantle, and they come out of the mantle and vent the house. So you fire that bitch up, the flames heat up those tubes. It blows hot air. It makes, I mean, like maybe increases the efficiency of the fireplace by 40-50%. And it's really nice. It's really, really cool. Lots of fun. But obviously, you got to keep that fire going. And yeah, it's a regular log fire. I don't go into the furnace or the coals or anything like that. I just like the fire. So actually, I spent this weekend cutting firewood. Oh, dude, is my ass killing me? Woo! I worked like an animal. Very satisfying. I enjoy that hard work. I want to do it again, but tending to the elders, got people around, can't do it. So anyway, nat gas. That's nat gas. We got the fuels out of the way, right? I know I'm jumping around a little bit. BTC, we got a support line right here. I'm watching it. Very, very reliable. When it breaks a support, we get a nice drop. So watch that. We got a nice support line right here. Stay neutral pending that support line. What more could we ask from that? And bonds been running down for quite some time. I'm neutral to bearish. I don't see anything to turn them around. We're looking at daily. I mean, we got to retrace. We're putting in a bottoming tail. I mean, if I was trading it, I might try taking a break of that hammer. I like hammers, but the momentum is not supporting that so much. So I think we might be neutral for a little while. It has had quite a grind down. And that's where we're sitting at it. All right, so that's our futures page, right? So where's that take us? Takes us to the equity markets. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. So we had a flag trigger, but it hasn't really broken the low. So I'm neutral to bearish, trending down. So today we're in the midst of Rosh Hashanah. I think it started on the 25th. What's today, the 26th? Yep. And the 26th, 2 days to ducks. So it's going to be light volume. It's probably going to be choppy, but if an algorithm can get a hold of it, it's going to easily move the markets around. So just stay agile today. We're looking at big swings. Trade light, but if the algorithms get a hold of the market, it's going to be able to move it. If there's a good setup and it triggers, they're going to be able to move the market aggressively. So you want to try to jump on those trends. So keep an eye on that. I won't be here to support you during my live stream, but that's what we're looking at. I'm neutral to bearish, man. We're still in a bear trend. I'm neutral to bearish. There's some fears out there. So everybody look at it in that fashion. We're not going to look at these other markets. These are on the dailies, on the minutes. We'll take a look at Amazon on the daily. I'm sure the setups look relatively the same. All right. So this bar is your bar. No, that's the pattern. Okay, cool. So we're down from the open 27 points. That was a big bar on Friday. But yeah, I'd say I'm neutral to bearish on this. And I'd probably watch a break for today's low on the S&P. I'm back to the S&P. I'm just reconsidering it. We see this run up. We tested the high. We left this tail on the 240. So I would expect a further move down today. Amazon is kind of reflecting that too on the daily. It did trade down further. Is that? Oh, no. Yeah. All right, cool. Are we on that? Let's expand that. This software sucks, man. I think I'm going to have to change this up. Yeah, we're looking at the 26th. And yeah, we're grinding down, man. There's not a whole bunch more to say. We're grinding down. Putting in a nice tail. I mean, went down. I bet we test the lows again today. And I'm sure Apple, Google, Microsoft, TSLA, Tesla. Oh, you know what else we looked at? We're keeping an eye on? Intel. Look at you. Look at you. Oh, okay. That's Friday's bar. See, this is just, oh, okay. Then that's a minute. This just doesn't go smoothly for me. We're going to make some changes here, folks. Yeah, Intel's doing the same thing. Putting in a little hammer. You can watch that hammer. There's a gap here. If we get a bullish move, you might be able to close the gap on Intel. $27 stock, so you could take a nice big piece of that. And AMD, we're watching. I don't have it up here. What's the matter with you? That's easy enough. Yeah, same thing. That's an indecisive bar right there. But you got that gap. You could watch after the high. I like what Intel looks like better. You know what I want to take a quick look at? Here's something I'm interested in. And I think I had mentioned it before. I'm going to start chipping away at this. I'm almost there. I'm looking for 575. I'm going to take my first piece. And I mean, it's probably a quarter of the position that I want, but I'm trying to take advantage of these dips. So I figure I'll try to hit it twice on the way down, and then hold out my second half, looking for a trend reversal. So I'm watching this, and I'm looking to buy it at 15.75 on the grind, and you could do the math. I think I'll get the thought out. The dividend is close to 6%, and that's really what my attraction to it is that nice dividend. So I'm looking for that. And the other thing I'm looking at is I'm looking at T-Mobile. I like what they're doing. I like their business. I always do. I like their customer service. I like the business. They're pretty aggressive. They're growing. They linked up with Starlink, with Musk, which is going to be huge. But I think, I might even own some of it right now. I got to check in the other accounts. I think I put in a buy at 34. No, I don't. I think I put the buy in down around 28 or so. So anyway, I'm chipping away at this thing. Ultimately, I think I'm buying this thing at 110. But again, like the other one, I'm just chipping away at it on what I find to be severe dips. I think I'm sitting out there at like $1.28. Looking for my first quarter, and I'm just going to keep nailing it. Same thing. I'll take it on some aggressive trade-offs in the market, and then ultimately close out my position when I see a trend reversal, and I'll be happy there. I think. These are long-term investments, but I like it. If you never followed my investments before, if you stayed on the channel, you watched me pick up TBT at 15, probably less than a year ago. It's around 30 right now. I picked up PARA, just to let you know I have some losers, at around 30. I still like the company. That's Paramount. So I'm still keeping an eye on that, but I'm still in it, and it values well. But so anyway, I picked up ExxonMobil. Well, I was buying that. I mean, I think the lowest I owned it was like $30, but I started shouting it on the stream at about $45, $50. I took a whole shitload off when we tagged that $100 mark. I think it's 85 or so, or 93. I think it's going to go back down to 84. But anyway, they're good ideas. You got to check them out, see if they're suitable for you, if you like what I'm looking at. The reason I'm waiting on TMUS too is you look at the multiple. It's still a telecom company. It's still a Wi-Fi, a cellular company. I mean, I think their multiples trade at like 20. This is trading at like 100 and change, 120 or something like that. It's 100 times higher than the other multiples. I mean, yeah, it's a little tech. You could look, it's techy. You could look at it as a growth company. They're very aggressive, but that's way too fucking much. So I want to see it come down some. And I'm even speculative at 110. I mean, if there's any economic debacles, this thing's going to take a beating. But in the long term, I think it would do well. So if I take a beating on it, I'll probably sock away more. I mean, it'll take a beating because it's high multiples and, people will want to reduce their risk. It wouldn't be anything fundamentally absurd with the company under those circumstances. I'd be happy to get into it at a lower price and just ride it out as long as the fundamentals don't change, consistent with the environment. I mean, the fundamentals will change if there's a major debacle in the economy, but I think they're suited to ride that shit out. It's not like the company will disappear. So again, it looks like a good piece I'd like to take. I'm looking at TBT again to add on. And I'm thinking 28.5 is the right number. And these bars are getting very indecisive, so I'm getting pretty comfortable with that. It's been running up. It does that trade back, so I think I could sock away some more of this at 28.5. I want to see a bounce in the market too. If we don't hit straight to that 3,300, and a way to play to get involved if the market bounces is to take advantage of this short right here. And here, look at that. If that's not a shooting star, man, I don't know what is. Nah mean. So I'm watching that. I mean, we're up again today, but I'd like to see a break of that low. And really, I think I've got my buys on this at about 1575 or so. So, and the market took a good shellacking. I'm looking for a bounce, and I'd like to get back into that. So this is a short against the markets. It's an ETF that shorts the markets. If anybody's looking for a way to take advantage of the market tank, I might have missed it, really. And interestingly enough, I think I missed it for 10 cents, And I don't think this is the end of the run. I mean, I'm expecting... I think I'm putting my 3,300 back on the table for the SPX. I had taken it off midsummer, caught up in that rebound, which I think was valid and logical and consistent with the environment until Putin pulled this shit, this annexing, this referendum vote, because this dude's opening the door for nuclear weapons, and they're saying he's saber rattling. But this is a fanatic, bro, and we know fanatics. I mean, we have fanatic Republicans, we have fanatic Democrats. They're irrational, illogical, uncompromising. And this cat thinks he's doing the right thing, and he's finding ways of getting it done. Even Trump, fanatic. Not surrendering the presidency. I don't give a fuck if they cheated or not. Nobody cheated any more than they normally do. And if you think we go through an election without cheating, you're wrong. I mean, it's just like an unspoken word that, okay, they cheated, they got away with it, everybody's got to comply with it. Don't fuck with the democracy. They cheated, you lost, move on. Cheat better next time. It's the American way. But this fanatic was not going to let go of the presidency. That's how I see it. Same situation. That's what we got here with Putin. Dude, Soviet Union is done. It's done. There is a new world order. We all want to get along and make money. You want to suppress your people? That's fine. Do it in your country. Don't fuck with anybody else. Same with China. I don't give a fuck what they do to the other Chinese. That's the Chinese problem. Just cohabitate amongst the world. Don't bleed on the rest of the world. And that's what this cat is doing. He's bleeding on the rest of the world. It's like, no, that day was over, man. Your shit fell apart. Communism doesn't work. Nobody's going to stand for it. So this cat, if communism doesn't work, fuck it. I'll nuke everybody. You know, there's no world without it being my world. So you know, this is a big fear. This is a big fear. So anyway, so that's what invalidated. See, I'm ranting. That's what invalidated that run in June, if you ask me. I mean, this cat, and that's what the risk is. That's what I'm looking at right now, a geopolitical risk, and I think that we're going to have some issues, and it's going to take us down to 3,300, and that's just the beginning. I mean, you know, I could see catastrophe targets. So yeah, maybe we'll talk about that a little more in the future when we look at catastrophe targets. But anyway, if you want to position yourself at catastrophe targets, sock away water, get some canned foods, you know, stop laughing at the preppers, and get an idea. I mean, it wouldn't be as extreme as the preppers, but they know how to get by, and put yourself in a short position, and make sure your clearing firm doesn't disappear. Make sure you're in a good clearing firm. Your ass is covered. And don't worry about SPX taking care of you, because SPX's going to be covering so many clearing firms that they'll probably bankrupt. So just make sure your clearing firm looks solid. So anyway, those are extreme thoughts. And I digress, and I'm killing the mood. Now I'm going to probably go inside and beat up on the elders of my tribe. So what else, man? We got a bunch of feds. We didn't even look at the news today, man. We didn't do the first things first. Dave is out of sequence, but I'm actually having a good time on this stream. Stocks making the biggest moves. Who cares? I don't care. If you're a momentum trader, though, obviously that interests you. The pound is tanking. You know what? Another dip on the pound, and if anybody's into currencies, sock away some. I think I'm going to do that. Yo, I made a killing. Shorting the euro during the financial debacle. I mean, I think the euro was like $1.50 to the dollar. It went, and I shorted it there. You know. So anyway, I think you got $1.50 US per euro at the time, and I shorted it there, and I think I covered it at like 95 cents or something. It was really, really sweet short. And if you know currencies, I mean, the leverage on that is fucking crazy. And yeah, it was a windfall year. I remember that, a windfall, like ridiculous money, like sell your soul kind of money. So yeah, look for that. And what else are we ranting about here? More ambiguous statements. So don't do it. Don't. That's what Biden said. He didn't say anything. Don't do it. Don't. I mean, he could say that because the ramifications to people is terrible. There will be horrific consequences if Russia uses nuclear weapons. What are they telling us? That the U.S. is going to do something horrific to Russia? Or because of the use of nuclear weapons, the consequence will be horrific across Ukraine, you know? But they don't make a fucking statement. You know, fucking Democrats. I mean, basically, it's politicians. I'm just having fun ripping on the Democrats. But a Republican would be as ambiguous. And, I mean, I hate that shit. Just be a fucking man. Say what you have to say. You know? That's the problem. All this pussyfooting. I mean, somebody stand up and call the fucking Chinese liars, man. Just, they're lying. Everything that comes out of their mouth is a lie. You know, they knew that Putin was going to pull his shit. They just don't want, you know, any blowback on themselves. So that's what Putin said. I understand their concerns. You know, so they can stand there and say, oh, we didn't sanction this and we didn't know. And, you know, but, pumping this guy full of money and equipment. So anyway, British pound. Yeah, when that sucker dips, when I dip, you dip, we dip. When it dips, if you're into currencies, you could sock away a little bit of that. Not a financial advice, obviously. You guys know what's best for you. And then you could always ask your government, because apparently they like to big brother you. But I don't know you, so I don't know if it's a suitable trade for you. But, you know, I like it. I think that's a good entry point right there. Yeah, on dips, buying some currency, some sterling on dips. And, yeah, you know, the Brits are just like us. I mean, they're resilient capitalist fucks. And, you know, they don't care what's going on in the world. They're going to rebound. You know, it doesn't matter. Oh, look at that. Ian, new hurricane. That's interesting. So actually, there's something going into the Gulf, too. So don't go too crazy short in oil, because when those hurricanes go into the Gulf and hit hit Louisiana, Texas, oil spikes. We could be looking at that. So really not a whole bunch going on in the news other than the geopolitical risk, which is very real, man, very real. That's actually why I came up to the mountains. I didn't want to be far away from my family on a boat. God forbid this guy launches some shit or, he sets things off. So I was like, all right, I'll duck out. I didn't think the war would go on this long, though. But I'm here. I'm safe. All right. So now we got the feds talking. Collins, I don't know, man. I mean, is it self-serving? I mean, what the fuck are they talking about? They made their decision, move on. I need to hear their input on the markets. I mean, they're good economists. I guess that's why they're all all on the board. They're all presidents. And Evans gives a speech tomorrow. So you got to watch that. They're going to add volatility to the market. I think they're trying to talk down the market. Durable goods, new home sales tomorrow. That should be pretty good. Again, the market's going to be light tomorrow because it's still Rosh Hashanah. And I think tomorrow's the last day of Rosh Hashanah. And Wednesday, we should see some sense of normality. And, oh, look, you got Bostic speaking. He usually hammers the market. Then, obviously, every Wednesday we get the oil report. And the market's a little wonky in the morning before that report. People are watching that report. Once the report's out, everybody focuses on the market again. People watch that report because it's a big report to trade. It's, oil's a good trade on that report. And then they come back into the markets. So, anyway, that's it, man. I'm sure... I've kept you long enough. So today, like I said, market could be a little choppy because it's light volume, but there should be some nice moves. Like if you find an A+ setup, take it, trade light. They should run. I bet you'll see 2 or 3 good runs today on the SPX or any other market that really has an effect on the SPX, or any other security rather that really has an effect on the SPX. So it should be a good day to trade. You should get a good trend. But what I find on these days is when a setup triggers, it's a little whippy. It whips back. It could knock you out. So you might want to use light volume, wide stops, and then your targets are probably cool. Once it gets running, you should hit your targets pretty quick. I mean, this is how I feel the day's going to go. But that's no way to trade. You don't trade on my feelings. You wait for those setups. You stick to your rules. You take your entries at the right time. Don't jump your trades. And you should do very well. That being said, when you are trading, you should feel calm and cool and at peace. If you don't, you're trading too much. Your risk is too big. So just keep that in mind. And good luck with your trades.